Hey, thanks for clicking on the extended version of my cast interviews for the movie 50 Shades Freed. This is where Christian Grey and Anastasia Steele honeymoon. Paris, France. So why not bring Harkins Theaters all the way over to Paris to sit down with the cast, which is exactly what we did. Take a look.
Please stop speaking to my husband as if I weren't here.
Anna.
You may call me Mrs. Grey.
This starts out, you guys get married and you navigate the typical first year of marriage problems, like when the architect is hitting on your husband and that whole thing. What was the biggest adjustment for you in your first year of marriage? What was the hardest thing to get used to?
My wife got pregnant very early on in our first year of marriage, so that becomes all-encompassing. It all becomes all about that, I guess. And I mean, we lived together for a long time before, so I sort of feel like marriage didn't really change, like our day-to-day. I still feel the same. I just feel like I'm just living with this like amazing person who I love and who's like my mate, and now we have these two beautiful little girls in our life. But I think that because the pregnancy happened in our first year, that feels like that took all the attention and maybe took some of the whatever pressure could potentially be put on us away from us in a way.
Good morning, wife.
Are you sad? Are you relieved? A combination of both now that this is coming to an end?
I think a combination of both. It's nice to be sat here and have been able to make all three, and there been enough interest to make all three, and them to have made so much money and be a success, and you know, hopefully satisfy the fans. And you know, everything has to come to an end, obviously, and you're also keen to move on. And as much as this is such a unique job, and there's so much attention and scrutiny and on it, but this one's different, and we might never do a job that has so much attention on it again, which might not be a bad thing.
I feel really proud and grateful, and I'm mostly grateful for the opportunities. I feel good.
Knowing what you know and having gone through the whole process of several years of this character, would you say yes to the opportunity again?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
There's no other answer.
Okay, there's no other answer. Cut! Is it safe to say that Dakota and Jamie are the sex part of this film, and you two are the thriller part of this film?
Great
I would
analogy.
say so, yeah,
Yes,
absolutely.
that's a good analogy.
Although
isn't it?
there's thrilling things about what they do.
Yes, absolutely.
And there's sexy things about what she does.
Right.
I think we are sort of the thriller side of things.
Yeah, we are. I like
Yeah?
that. I like that. I'll take that. I feel like our scene was a really pivoting moment in the movie. I think for sure this film is a thriller compared to the first two, but it also shows a really nice dynamic of family, which I really loved, because Mia, for me anyway, from my experience, she was always kind of like funny, jolly, didn't really have that much to say, in and out of scenes, and this was a real moment for her to kind of connect the dots.
How are you, Anna?
And what is the key to looking like you haven't slept since the last movie?
It's really just not sleeping. We decided that he didn't have time to wash his hair either.
Okay.
Like he's just looking like he's doing a lot of hardcore stimulants to stay up and
Yes.
plan and plot his revenge. No time for sleeping when you're that wicked.
Did he bathe recently? Like the
No.
poor guy is
Oh, he
just
smelled
losing
awful.
it.
He smelled awful.
Poor
You can
guy.
attest to that. I
You
smelled
couldn't
awful.
smell any. I couldn't smell anything. You just looked like you smelled.
Been waiting for a lifetime for you.
I was initially just trying to get on the soundtrack and put some songs and get something in there because I loved the book so much. And then the directors and producers were like, you should just like, we need to do something for you here. And it just escalated into now being this real scene and this real actor in this amazing movie. So it's nice to have two.
With the lead track off the soundtrack. Like, that's amazing.
Oh, thank you so
An
much.
amazing
Eric.
song.
It's a great song.
Freeze the bed when I find you on cage.
The history of these soundtracks have been unbelievable. Like the people that have been a part of it, from Taylor Swift to Ellie Goulding to Zayn to now me and Liam Payne. It's a really nice variety of artists, and I'm happy to be a part of that.
So in your opinion, if you want to set the mood in your real life, what's the most romantic song, in your opinion, that you guys...
Oh gosh, I think I like My Milkshake Brings All the Boys to
Yeah.
the Yard.
That's what
On
you're playing if
repeat.
you're getting intimate. That's in the
On
background.
repeat.
Okay.
Can you imagine?
Maybe I'm a man, maybe you're the only woman who could ever help me.
He's got a good voice.
He does.
I kind of find it charming. If you found out he had an album coming out, would you buy it?
No.
Wait, no?
No, I would get one for free.
Okay.
Come on.
He still thinks he doesn't have a great
I think
voice.
oh, come on. He knows. He knows. He sings all the time, and he was totally relishing in it. He's a liar.
It's on there. I think it's only like 1 minute and 15 seconds, which is too long.
No, it's not. It's actually good, and the soundtrack's so good. It's funny because in the films, obviously, every time you get intimate, and there are many scenes, here comes a great song to go along with the action.
It's true.
What is the most romantic song, in your opinion, just in general?
Probably Sweet Thing by Van Morrison.
Sweet thing, sweet thing.
Anything off Astro Weeks. It's the best album of all time.
I don't know what you'll end up wearing on your actual wedding, but that dress is fantastic.
It was beautiful, wasn't it?
You got the dress on, you're looking up and you're saying the vows. When you shoot that stuff, does it make you think about what it might be like when you end up getting married?
I don't know if I'm ever gonna get married. It was fun. It was like a fun, you think about that stuff, and it was really fun to do it in a movie. And now I don't even have to do it in real life. And I don't even have to have a husband.
That is very true.
And I got married.
That is very true. You got married, and you looked fantastic, by the way.
Thank you.
And you also had a fabulous honeymoon, it looks like. So you don't even have to do the honeymoon part because you're jetting off to the south of France, and we're here in France because it's part of your honeymoon. In all seriousness, if you and I could just be whisked away right now and leave this day of press, where would you go?
To bed.
Okay, I'll let you have your own room.
Oh, you and me together.
Where are we going? Well, we don't need to, I'll give you your own space. But
I'll snuggle you.
You get this really cute keychain. It costs practically nothing, but it means a lot. In your life, is there something that really means a lot that costs really nothing?
Eye drops. Eye drops are pretty cheap, and they really matter to me a lot.
You've talked about how your wife has not seen the films, but let's be honest. I'm a woman, my husband's in 50 Shades of Grey movies. I'll tell people I'm not seeing them, but I'm seeing them. Do you think she's seen them secretly but just doesn't want us to know? There's no way.
She hasn't. She said one time I was away filming something else last year, maybe. I was in Budapest for a while. And I think she said, it comes up in so many different, suddenly it's on demand or whatever, and it pops up and there's an advert, you're looking for something else and it says, I'm now available on demand. And she says she did have like a minute where she sort of hovered over the select button and then decided not. But we have this idea of watching it when we're like in our 80s and it doesn't really matter.
Will you guys keep in touch?
Absolutely.
Okay. And a lot of people are making this a Valentine's date night for them. What are you be doing on Valentine's? Do you know?
I'm going to be working in Vancouver.
That's kind of a bummer.
I know.
Do you think you might get flowers?
If you send them to me.
I made a vow to love you faithfully, forsaking all others, to comfort you in times of need, for as long as we both shall live.
I hope you enjoyed my cast interviews for the movie 50 Shades Free. Don't forget to like us on Facebook. Harkins Theaters for your movie news, promotions, and giveaways. In the meantime, we'll try to go explore snowy Paris, France. And we'll see you at the movies.